The moment we've all been waiting for is finally here, because track and field is an Olympic sport. So for the next 2 weeks, we should expect to see the fastest men and women in the world go out and prove it on the biggest stage. Americans Noah Lyles and Sha'Carri Richardson have to be at the top of that list, because although they're both reigning world champions in the 100-meter dash, they're also on a quest to bring a gold medal from the Olympics back to America in that event for the first time in 2 decades. But please don't let that fool you. America has won the track and field medal count at the Olympics every single year since 2000. For all I know, it could have been longer than that. I honestly just got tired of Googling it. And believe it or not, America spends so much money on track and field that we can't even use it all ourselves, which is why the best athletes in the world come to American colleges in order to compete and prepare themselves to compete against us when we get to the Olympics. And if I'm gonna be really honest, America left a whole bunch of Olympic caliber athletes at home because we only get 3 entries per event at the Olympics. So when you see us win a whole bunch of medals, please know that this is business as usual. If you realize that we're one of the largest nations in the world, and we spend more money on track and field than just about anybody else, then we are supposed to dominate at the Olympics. Anything less than that is a failure. So heading into the Paris Olympics, I figured it was only right to do a legitimate preview for the world's best track and field team, also known as Team USA. But it would definitely take way too long for me to go through every single event that America might win a track and field medal in. This video would easily be over 30 minutes long. Ain't nobody got time for that. So I apologize in advance for every athlete and every event that I'm going to ignore. But this preview is only for the events where America has a legitimate shot at getting a gold medal in, or for that matter, sweeping all the medals in that event. And even just adding that qualifier, there's still a whole bunch of events for me to talk about, because our track and field team is that good. You could rename the Olympics, at least in track and field, as USA versus the world. And even if you did, it is always a safe bet to put your money on USA. I'm also not saying that we will win all of these medals, but then again, there's probably somebody I'm gonna leave out who I didn't think had a shot to win a gold, who's gonna pull it off anyway. So I guess it's gonna balance out. And if you actually plan on watching the events, I'm gonna go through each of them in the same order that they're gonna show up on the Olympic schedule. And it all starts with the men's shot put, because we're supposed to win the gold in that event, because Joe Kovacs is way better than the rest of the world. And after that is the mixed relay, where America is definitely supposed to win the gold. We can actually send basically a JV team, and that should still be good enough to pull it off, which is normally what we do anyway. To clarify, that just means we run athletes who we wouldn't put on our normal 4x4s to begin with. And this Olympics, we're actually supposed to win gold in the women's 100, because Sha'Carri Richardson is clearly the favorite, especially with Sireece Jackson pulling out. But we haven't won gold in that event since 1996. Not too long after that, the men's 100 is going to go off, where we could technically win gold with either of our world champions from 2022, Fred Curley, and 2023, Noah Lyles. But most people are betting on Noah Lyles. And if you include the Olympic silver medalist in the 200 Kenny Bednarik, we have a shot to sweep the whole thing. But yes, Jamaica is still standing in our way. But if you're new here, I want to say thank you for even making it this far into the video. And I'm Coach Rob, the founder of SCARecruiting.com, where I rank the best track and field recruits across the entire nation. And if anything that I say actually connects with you, it is always greatly appreciated if you would please like and subscribe. But if I don't, just let me know in the comment section, because I try to read them all. We have the last Olympic champion in the women's discus, in case you didn't know, and the world leader in the women's hammer. So we should probably win both of those. And the women's 200 is unique, because Sireece Jackson's gonna be there. And yes, she probably should win the gold. But 15 of the 18 fastest women in the world this year in that event were all American. I'm not making this up. You can check the leaderboards for yourself. So we're definitely getting a medal in that event, as far as I'm concerned, but we probably should get at least 2 of them. For that reason alone, I had to break my rule. But in the men's 400, we still have a legit shot at winning gold as well, because Michael Norman is the world champion from 2022. And Quincy Hall is the bronze medalist from last year. But don't worry about it, because he's now running in the form of his life. But if there ever was an event where we're supposed to sweep everything, it's gotta be the men's 200. Noah Lyles is pretty clearly supposed to win that one. But beyond that, we have won almost every single world championship medal between 2022 and now. The only one we missed was a bronze. In the women's 400 meter hurdles, we've got Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone. Shouldn't have to say anything more after that. And yes, we'll probably get the bronze medal as well. And still there's the men's 110 hurdles, where Grant Holloway is supposed to win. But beyond that, anything less than an American sweep is still a failure. The 4x100 meter relays are supposed to go off after that. As far as the women are concerned, we have just as good a shot as anyone to come back home with the gold. But yes, we've still got to go to Jamaica. But on the men's side, we are not only supposed to win, we are on world record watch. I'm not saying that it's going to happen, but when you consider that we're basically running the Avengers, where every single man on that relay is either a world champion in the 100 meter dash, or already a returning Olympic medalist in the sprinting events. Yes, you're supposed to break the world record, but I do need to point out that we don't have a standing medal for the past 2 decades. We keep figuring out how to mess it up, so I'ma hold my breath for that one. And then there's the 400 hurdles on the men's side, where Rai Benjamin is the world leader, and the second fastest in world history. So yeah, that sounds like a good shot at a medal to me. And we're supposed to sweep the women's 100 hurdles, just like we did in 2016. But this time, with 3 different women that have never run at the Olympics before, until now. And after all that, if you couldn't figure it out, we are supposed to dominate in the 4x4s, for the women and the men. We've got way too much talent to not do it. It would take something catastrophic for us not to win gold medals in both. In the sport of track and field, if you're not first, then you're last in the eyes of most fans. And unfortunately, that is also the reason why I chose to ignore all the medals where we're not projected to win gold. Just remember that America still trains most of the rest of the world to compete against us in this sport. At the NCAA championships, almost half of the athletes who score points are doing it as representatives from another country. So it makes a whole lot of sense that the same nation that trains everybody else is gonna be pretty good at the sport themselves. But what nobody would have expected is that about half of the athletes for Team USA, according to Business Insider, make less than $15K a year specifically from track and field. And you can fact check me on that if you want to, because remember, there's a whole bunch of athletes who might get bronze and silver medals whose names I didn't even mention on this video. You probably wouldn't notice them if they walked into Walmart next to you. Which is funny to me because Dylan Beard is one of those Olympic caliber athletes that we left home in the men's 110 hurdles, and he actually works for Walmart while he was competing as a pro. But I admit, that is another conversation for another day. But as far as track and field at the Olympics is concerned, all that matters right now is winning gold, because that is the only acceptable result when it's you against the world. SCA track and field gear is here. Fast is a lifestyle, and what you wear should reflect that. Order yours at scarecruiting.com/shop, or use the link in the description below. It's a huge support to me and this channel, so I can continue to make you more content like this. And remember, it is always greatly appreciated if you would please like and subscribe.